So let's go ahead and press the play button. Hey guys, it's DT back on the channel. As you can see, I've got my Decepticon shirt on, which can only mean one thing. It's Transformers time. Today we're gonna be taking a look at this new Lego set. This is the Lego Transformers Soundwave. This is set 10358. It's 1,505 pieces, and it's recommended for ages 18 and up. This is part of the Lego Icons line. We do have some batteries in this one, along with a sound brick. And with that sound brick comes this very large warning, and it basically is an ingestion hazard. As if Lego pieces weren't already an ingestion hazard, this one is extra dangerous because it has a battery in it. So kids, don't eat your Lego bricks, especially the sound ones. So this is the very first Lego Decepticon. Previously, we've gotten the Optimus Prime as well as the Bumblebee. So Soundwave converts into this cassette player. A lot of people don't even know what cassettes are these days, but if you grew up in the 80s, you definitely know what they are. And if you collected Transformers in the 80s, you definitely know who Soundwave is. So included in this are two of his cassette sidekicks. We've got Ravage and Laserbeak. Here is a look at the back of the box. We've got the conversion right here. Looks like we get the nameplate along with buildable accessories as well. The new thing with this one is this sound brick. He stands 13 inches high and 7 inches wide. This set retails for $189.99. Definitely not an inexpensive set, but do those even exist anymore? I did a whole video of me shopping at the Lego store when I went to pick this up, so if you haven't seen that yet, make sure to do so after this video over on the Tube Family channel. So of course we got some bags. Bag 10, bag 4, bag 8, bag 12, bag 7, bag 3, bag 5, bag 9, bag 6, bag 1, bag 2, bag 11. We got a smaller bag here, which I believe is his little chest plate, a sheet of stickers, another warning about the sound brick in case you missed it on the outside of the box, and the instruction booklet. So that's gonna do it for the contents. Let's build Soundwave. Lego Soundwave. This guy was fun to build, not very complicated. The hardest part of this build was probably working with this dark blue color. It's probably one of the hardest colors to see in the building instructions. So when you build this thing, make sure you have some good light. But some very cool building elements that we'll get into a little bit later. All his proportions are in line with what we expect to see in Soundwave. He's got that very boxy looking chest with that Decepticon insignia right there. And fun fact, if you guys didn't know, that Decepticon symbol is actually based on Soundwave's head, or at the time he was known as Cassette Man when he first came out. The symbol is printed on this clear piece. It actually came in a separate bag so it wouldn't get all scratched up from the other pieces. The little door is framed nicely in the yellow. It's got the shoulder mounted cannon with both the black and red rings. Here's a look at his head. It is on a little ball joint right there, so we can spin it all the way around if we wanted to. As you can see, his eyes are red. If you have the toy when it first came out in the 80s, the eyes were actually yellow. Lego did include 2 yellow pieces as well. If you wanted to swap those out to make his eyes yellow. But we'll keep them red. That's how they appeared in the animated series, as well as a lot of the artwork that we see. So I think I'll probably stick with the red. Looks a little bit more menacing. Ties in nicely with the cannon, although the yellow would go well with the yellow on his chest. We've got the eject button right here, and if we push it, the little door pops open. This is a pretty cool little mechanism. If you look closely, you can see the door kind of clips on right there, and when you push the eject button, it pushes down on the piece, releasing that clip. Kind of cool, and the real cool thing is there's space in there to put our cassette friends. So we'll do that a little bit later when we get into the transformation of this thing. Another cool thing with this set is when you press the play button, you get a special treat. You get sound effects. Of course, we couldn't have Soundwave without sound effects. And that's done with a sound brick. Right there is where the sound brick is. Over here on the arms, we've got the ratcheted joint on the shoulders, so we can move the arms pretty much in all directions, with the exception of going out too much, just because his shoulders kind of knock into his body. He's actually got 2 ball joints in the elbow area. Wrists that can swivel. The transforming feature allows the wrists to actually bend here as well. Kind of weird to have him in this position in the robot mode. Ooh, and yeah, don't do that. 3 fingers and a thumb. So if you wanted to put something in there, I guess he could hold on to it. These are stickers on his arms. On his other arm, we've got the same thing going on, except this time for his hand, he's got this little place for the Technic pin to go in so he can hold his gun. Blaster just fits in right there. Pew, 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 pew. His legs are nice and chunky. We don't have those toothpick legs that Bumblebee had. We've got some little joints in his hips, which allow his legs to go to the sides. They don't allow any movement from front to back, so you're limited to Soundwave doing the splits to various degrees. He does have the knee joint right here, so we can get him kind of into that running pose. He can go to 90 degrees backwards, and if we move this piece out of the way, he can do 90 degrees forward as well. So those are all very strong ratcheted positions, which will stay in place pretty good. Down here we have another sticker on his upper leg. We have a little grill. They all connect to his feet, which have these little rubber pieces which prevent the model from slipping on smooth surfaces. But this whole transforming mechanism, which has the feet kind of go in like this, is really cool. Everything kind of folds in by itself. So from the back, this guy looks okay up on the upper body. The back of the head looks a little rough. Maybe they could have had some kind of smoother plate back there. Same with these shoulders. Doesn't look like there's too many gaps. Down here with these Technic pieces, it looks a little bit funky. And then the legs, yeah, don't look at the legs because they are pretty hollow looking, as you can see back here. Maybe something just to block this off would have been nice. There you go. That is a look at Soundwave. Pretty cool. One thing I did notice about this guy is that if his legs are straight up, when you stand him up, he kind of leans over a little bit. And if you adjust his knees back 1 click, he leans a little bit back the other way. So the solution I found is to actually make one of his legs straight and he stands straight up. So the first cassette we get here is Lazerbeak. Everything in the set is a little bit larger than the original toy. These guys were really small from what I remember. He's got the little feet that come down, the fold out wings, and the toy actually had these little bat cannons separately as accessories. So they would just come off and attach the same way that these do. So there you go, now you have this. Let's see if I can figure out the transformation on my own. So you just push those in. I guess the head goes backwards and then the feet just go up like that. And there you go, there's your little cassette. These are printed on Decepticon logos on either side. I think all of the Decepticons had this cool heat activated sticker where you would put your thumb over it and heat it up, and it would either turn into an Autobot or Decepticon logo, if for some reason you didn't already know. Here's the back side of that. Not much to look at. It's got a blob of black pieces, but this side looks pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and put that in Soundwave in a bit. So let's go ahead and look at Ravage. Ravage was a pretty cool toy. He was a lot skinnier. He was pretty flat from what I remember when you looked at him from the front, and this guy is a little bit more boxy. He too has the cannon rocket accessories on his back. They just come out like that, and you can kind of aim them up and down a little bit. You see he's got the little tail back here. This guy kind of splits in half up to this position. I believe his tail goes back and his head goes back as well. So it looks like the legs kind of fold up. Doesn't look quite as clean as Lazerbeak does. I mean, the edges of the cassette are kind of just these leg pieces. Other than the two little spindle circles, it doesn't really look like a cassette, not like this one does. So he does have the Decepticon symbol right there on the back of his head, but once you transform it into cassette, you don't see it. Let's go ahead and put in the cassette. Just eject it like so. Slide this thing in. You have to be careful of the cannon. It does kind of get in the way. Push it in and close it up. So this guy will just go in the same way. Boom. Now that we've taken a look at Soundwave and the cassettes in robot mode, let's go ahead and see how the transformation is for this guy. So the first thing we need to do, it looks like, is remove his gun. Remove the gun. We'll remove the cannon. We need to flip his feet up, which I've showed you before. Just goes like that and like that. We'll move these pieces from the back of his leg to the bottom, like so. Now it says we need to move his hands back. Oops, we just lost the thumb. All right, so we'll move this hand back like this. We'll move this hand like that. So this whole piece disconnects from his body and swings back. There is a little clip right here that connects his arm to his body, which is nice when he's in robot mode, but to transform him, we disconnect that, disconnect the other side, like that. So he's got his hands behind his back as if he were getting arrested, and now we turn him back to the front. We're making this guy do the split, so I'm gonna grab him by his legs and flip him up like that. So we're just gonna rotate his legs here, like that. It says we have to flip these pieces down, and then we're going to bend this whole thing up. This side bends up. The same clip that clipped his arm into his body now clips onto the leg, and that's going to secure that leg up there. Same thing on this side. Clip it in, and now the legs aren't going anywhere. So now we got a little head sticking out of this cool little cassette player. So we're gonna swing it around to the back. There's this cool compartment right here where we can swing it down. We spin his head around to look towards his back, and then this whole thing kind of flips into this compartment, and we can close it. There's a little gap here where his head was, so we've got a little space for the cannon right here. The other cannon, first we have to remove the gray part. This portion of the cannon goes right into this little hole right here. There's a little clip right here for this piece, and I think that's gonna do it. So now we've got this big cassette player. It's actually a lot bigger than the toy. So it looks really cool from the front. I mean, it is pretty boxy, but that's what it's supposed to look like. Everything transforms really well. I'm not sure if I built this right, But right now, this piece kind of sticks out, which kind of bugs me a little bit. It looks like it's doing that in the picture too, in which case, I don't know. I think they could have designed that better. Front. Everything else looks really good. We got these stickers here, right and left, with the little speakers. From the top view, we've got the eject button. Again, we have a little gap here where the head was, more gaps kind of back here. So not the prettiest thing. And then when we turn it to the back, I guess from far away it looks okay. It's kind of a jumbled mess, actually. I mean, it's nice that we have a place to put some of these extra things, but it kind of just throws it off a little bit. The hands don't really do much. You can kind of see them exposed. The arms kind of just stick out. I wish the arms did a little bit more than just bend and then kind of just stay here in this position. I'm probably gonna keep this guy in robot mode anyway. The side here doesn't look too pretty either. We got a little hole in there, kind of the bottom of these plates, but the front looks pretty cool. Another thing you get, of course, is the little name plate. We've got black piece with the sticker. We've got the image of Soundwave there. Some Cybertronian writing below it. Soundwave Superior. We have Strength 8, Intelligence 9, Speed 2, Endurance 6, Rank 8, Courage 5, Firepower 6, and Skill 10. Unlike the other Transformers, we actually get a little miniature transformation of Soundwave. That's kind of cool. That one you can just remove from the base. And here you have a mini Soundwave. I thought that was kind of interesting. When I first built it, I was like, what am I building here? Soundwave's head looks awfully weird. Then I realized it was actually Soundwave transformed. And if you don't want the Ravage cassette, they provide you with a Laserbeak one. So you can just pop it off and put the other one on. All right, guys, I got the whole lineup here with Soundwave right in between Optimus, who is the tallest, and Bumblebee, who is the shortest, and I thought it would be fun to do a little comparison. So if you saw my other video, obviously I think Soundwave is much better than Bumblebee. I mean, from the front, he looks okay, but from the back, yeah, not so much. My feeling was Bumblebee was a little bit too stick figure-ish, and he's just lacking a little substance from behind. Optimus, on the other hand, is much more comparable, but both of them have very posable arms. They can pretty much, let's just pretend that didn't happen. Both of these guys have very posable arms. Soundwave does have the double jointed elbow, where Optimus just has the single joint. Optimus can swivel a little bit at the hips, whereas Soundwave has a fixed position. When it comes to the hip joint, Optimus can go both forward and back, as well as out to the side, and Soundwave can just do the full splits.
Soundwave superior. Decepticons are awesome.
All right, guys, so that was a look at the new Lego Soundwave. I think it's a must for any Lego Transformers fan. Let me know what you guys think of this set in the comment section down below. Stay tuned, we've got more Lego sets to come. If you guys haven't seen that Lego shopping video, make sure to check it out on the Tube family. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.